I am Gil Games. Hello, and today we're checking out Sword Hero's pre-alpha test thing. Free on Steam. One day, Sword Hero wants to be an open-world RPG where your choices truly matter, but for now, it's 6 rounds of arena combat with a bonus round for the scallywags among us unbound by the law or societal convention. Look at me. I'm the merchant now. It describes itself as limb-based directional combat featuring what has become the industry-standard dodge roll and parry mechanics, and then a special move you can use by filling your psi bar.
You may fire when ready.
What they mean by limb-based combat is like in WWE or Fallout games, each limb has its own health and can sustain damage. Unlike WWE or Fallout games, taking enough limb damage maims the character. Sweet! To facilitate this, they've incorporated something akin to Fallout's VATS into the lock-on mechanic that allows for the targeting of specific body parts. Conveniently, this also gives you some numeric information about how much armor is where, letting you tailor your targeting to your opponent's drip.
Target acquired.
As for directional combat, it's similar to Mount & Blade where you select your attacks with directional inputs, the movement cues by default. Each directional input has its own cooldown, so to do combos or consecutive attacks, you have to cycle through different directions. This might be among the most immersive elements of the combat system, where I feel like I'm using footwork to shift my weight and prepare my attacks. The tutorial window says the damage calculations take the speed of the weapon into account. You're supposed to be able to turn your character with an attack to add the speed of the turn to the weapon and thereby deal more damage. I like the idea, but it doesn't look like this works at the moment. Pre-alpha gaming be like. I didn't realize it wasn't working, and played as though it was. I think it added to the experience because the placebo effect is real. Sprinting, jumping, or sprinting and jumping can all add extra power to an attack as well.
No, that's a lot of damage!
These minor physical elements, the stepping and the turning, make swinging the sword feel surprisingly good while double dipping on inputs you're already using to cut down on button bloat and remain elegant. Though meaningfully engaging with the limb system needs things to get more complicated. You can't turn while you're locked on, so you can't use both features at once. This makes the player choose between the precision of target locking and the power of turning with dumbfire, and there are already situations where you'd want one or the other. The more precise lock-on is better for individual dueling, keeping the opponent centered in the view for defensive purposes, while also giving the player the option to target weak spots, or to win without killing by giving them the old Anakin Skywalker. This could be a great role-playing choice for when those elements are introduced, or for when you give in to the allure of the dark side. Outside of individual duels, and even without the bonus damage, the unlocked dumbfire mode allows for wide sweeping chops when surrounded by small fry, like in the lesser Greyskin and Kennel Master fights. There are only 2 special psi moves in the pre-alpha test, a kick shared by the warrior and the ranger, and a ground-targeted magical explosion for the scholar. You can fill your psi bar by hitting and parrying while getting hit causes it to empty. When combined with the inherent risks of attacking first, like getting caught by the cross counter and losing your arm or worse, combat pretty quickly degenerates into waiting for the parry, using your special, piling on the damage until they recover their balance and then waiting for another parry, if necessary. Of course, that only applies if your primary goal is efficient victory. There ain't no rule that says a man can't dive from the top rope. Both of the special moves show off the ragdoll functionality by blasting enemies 20 feet in the air or backwards. This is both goofy and extremely satisfying. The arena itself features a spike trap on the wall to launch dudes into. Kicking people into those spikes is giving me Dark Messiah flashbacks, so this is something I hope is a big part of combat in future releases, and they're already kinda leaning in that direction. Some of the environment is also at least partly destructible, like the shelves, torches, this random bomb thing.
Critical damage. Explosion imminent.
And those braziers which burst into deadly flames. Roasted. The visuals might not be for everyone, but there's something intensely nostalgic for me about these old-timey graphics. The controls are intuitive, straightforward, sharp and responsive while adding the necessary weight to things that are supposed to feel heavy. As a pre-alpha test, obviously it ain't perfect, but this game developed by a single, solitary individual has a solid foundation, some good ideas, and I'll be watching for future updates and new releases. Speaking of, the next planned update is coming out on January 27th. Soon, but unironically. There's more information about future plans and stuff on the Sword Hero Discord, and like I said at the beginning, the demo is currently free on Steam if you want to give it a try. This has been Gil Games Hello. Goodbye.